A little bit of a technical difficulty online. Okay, I need to turn down this thing here. YouTube devices. There we go. All right. I know technical difficulties. We're gonna get started here. I'm excited. I am excited about this broadcast. We're gonna wait just a few seconds, just a little bit. Are we live? We should be live here. Welcome guest. Welcome guest. Soldier. Welcome. Waiting just a second or two here before we get started. We've been having some technical difficulties with the system, but we are going to continually. Hey, welcome, Ken. Oh, okay. We turned on the music. We're having a little bit of a technical difficulty, but we're going to work through this. I'm not sure what's happening, but we are going to work through this here. Um, Let me try this again. I I have no words for what's happening right now. Anyhow, it seems like when I move quite a bit, there's something going on with the system that's not allowing me to move. Anyways, I want to welcome everyone here to this wonderful hour of power here. Guest, soldier in the making, community member. I want to welcome you to your hour of power, your solution interaction podcast. Please get in. Please buckle up. Turn down all distractions. Grab a pen. Did you invite a friend? I am your host, Soldier of Self Mastery, here out of Stockton, California. Coach Santos, founder, visionary, the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist. Please remember, if you're new here, please remember to Soldier Scribe. This is a great community. This is going to be a greater community, and I'm going to be pushing belief on you. If you want to grow your belief, I'm going to invite you to every podcast from this one going forward. If you don't want to grow your belief, then your visit here is going to be none and void, or void, like they say. All right. So please remember to Soldier Scribe if you're here for the first time. Remember this: gambling's a lie. It's going to turn you into a French fry. It's going to make you die. It's time to decide. It's time to let go of your pride. It's time to step inside. All right. We're on. We're going to do our very best. Coach Jim is with us out of Tucson, Arizona. So I'm excited. You know, I want you to get excited here on this broadcast tonight because I've got something special that I want to share with you. And I'm going to bring Jim on. Uh, some people are pushing daisies and some are pushing belief. And if you hang around this community, you're going to find that we're pushing belief and not daisies. So my second, the topic of today's broadcast, and we're only broadcasting via Facebook and YouTube. Today's topic is going to be bending reality. Bending reality. Are you ready to receive something today on this broadcast? Are you ready to believe? Are you ready to receive some belief for yourself? Santos, my belief turned off. It's turned off. There's one solution for that. We're going to get into that here in this broadcast. There's one solution for your turned off belief. All right. So we got a proverb. We're gonna be talking about bending reality. We're gonna bring Jim on here. Let me welcome Jim, Coach Jim out of Tucson, Arizona. Let me say this up front, and I'm going to go against the grain. A lot of people are not going to agree with me. Maybe most folks are going to think that I'm talking crazy talk. I don't know what's gotten into me the last couple of days, but I've been really thinking about the comments that some of you are sharing with me and the struggle that you're having with gambling in particular, and it could be other addictions. Why does it have to be so hard? Who said it has to be hard? Who said that addiction, removing yourself or replacing, or better yet, I was talking to a psychiatrist on Saturday. He said, well, why don't you just replace the addiction with another addiction? Wow, that's a pretty good concept. But here's what I want to leave with you today. And my friends, ladies and gentlemen, I want to acknowledge the audience here, the chat room. I'm gonna push belief on you. Santos, you're gonna push belief into my life. You're gonna push belief on us? Yes. I'm gonna push belief. Well, how are you gonna do that? I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. Somehow, if people can push lies, if people can push uh, atrocities, if people can push all of these kinds of things into our minds, why can't we push belief in some form, in some way? Why can't we get creative and make the addiction recovery smooth? Man, I'm fired up tonight. I hope you're taking notes tonight because once again, I'm going to use that word belief quite a bit. And here's what you need to do if your belief is off. You need to turn it on. Well, Santos, how do you do that? Well, let's figure it out. You're at the right place at the right time. Welcome, Jim.
Hello, Santos. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. And I know you got something you want to share here. Let me acknowledge everybody. I can. I want to be respectful and of everyone here. Ken, thank you for being with us here. Thank you. But time is going to go by very quick, folks. It's going to go by very quick. Gamblers lose all. Mark, thank you for being here. The Rock, welcome. Chicago, thank you for being here. Did I get Ken Smith here? I might have did, huh? Yeah, I did. Ken, welcome. Um, Out of time. Welcome, welcome. We're fired up. Listen, this is not just for this broadcast, folks. I'm tired of seeing people defeated, man. When I live a free life, I live completely free. I'm overcoming many areas, many areas of my life, and I'm thinking, Mr. Anti-Gambler, welcome. Why am I here? Why am I in this position? There's something that I can give, just like Jim. There's something that he can give, and I'm going to convince you on the other side. Listen, crazy talk. I'm going to convince you to believe in yourself because that's the culprit right there. Your culprit is belief. Everything else is icing on journaling, video therapy, this podcast, going to a program. All of that is just icing on the cake. Because if you can't flip the switch and keep it on, well, Santos, oh man, I turn on my belief, but it shuts off. Short circuits, right? We got a panel with all the whatever you call them, and things happen in your home. You got to go back and shoot your breaker back on. We must find. You must find that creativity. You must find that place to turn your belief on so that you can get the victory over your life and don't even worry about the lie, the casinos and the slut machines and the drock. I'm sorry, I'm fired up. I want to really support you on the other side. Um, Go ahead, Jim. Fusmosis, welcome. Lenny, welcome. Jason, wow, we've got a large group today. Welcome, Mr. Anti-Gambler Tristan. You're welcome to come on if you want to come on. And if you want to come on the camera and share something, you got a question, I mean, let's dig deep tonight. I'm fired up. Challenge me. I want to increase your belief, man. That's what I want to do. I want to walk away and get a message from somebody who said, you know what, Santos, I decided to turn on my belief. All right. Jim, what do you got, man? We got
Yeah, I mean, it's like this week was a challenging week. Being depressed, anxiety, and I kind of thought about it this morning. I woke up early, And I thought, you know what? The only way you can beat down, these kinds of problems, whether it be gambling or addiction, it's all about the mind and all, the confusing things that are going through our mind. And it really, presents these kinds of negative feelings in us, doubt, um, not much confidence. I realize the only way you can beat back, these feelings, these addictions, is to take action. You know, you got to take action. You got to take action. You got to take effort. You got to put some work in it. You don't get stuff for free. You know, the good stuff isn't for free. I mean, and I thought to myself, okay, you know what? I'm gonna start doing some action. I'm gonna get started on work. You know, and I started doing all sorts of things. And it's amazing what that does to how you feel. I really believe that the addictions that we have is all about our emotions, our feelings, our nervous system. And we have to fight back. We have to take effort. And I was doing some running today. I was doing my exercise once again, and I always get these kinds of these ideas, um, some insight when I'm exercising, and I thought to myself, when we start feeling better. You know, we start feeling better. But the problem is, my lady friend's on antibiotics for an ear infection, right? And what does a doctor say about antibiotics? Prescription antibiotics. You must take it for the entire time. You cannot take it one, twice. A lot of people say, "Oh, I feel much better." You know what? I don't need this stuff anymore. And they fall off they stop taking the antibiotics, and the infection comes back. And I was thinking, my gosh, that's exactly like addictions. That's like all the negative feelings that we get. We must continuously put the effort in. You see, we have to put the work in to beat back the stuff, right? Because it's going to come back. It's going to come back.
Mhm.
So taking action, and we have to be consistent with it. You know, the what is it? Everything, you have to pay a price, and you're going to get a consequence, right? You're going to get a return. If you Let's say that, it's like, and the funny thing about it is, with addictions, you get the good stuff first, right? You get the good stuff first, the good feelings, the dopamine, the relaxation feeling. But guess what? After the good feelings, you're going to be paying a big price. you know you get the good
Exactly.
feelings at the casino, right? The nice comfortable feelings, right? But what happens when you leave? You don't have any money, you can't pay your rent, right? No money for food, right? Can't pay your bills, right? Now you're paying a big price, right? What if we start paying a price at the beginning? What if we start paying a price of writing out how I feel, journaling? What if we pay a price of making a plan? What if we pay a price of listening to this show? You know, we have to pay the price first, right? We have to pay it first. But you know what? The reward is much better. But sometimes, I think we're so beat down, we don't have any hope that there is going to be a reward. But looking at you, Santos, looking at the results of your efforts, there is a reward. There is a reward. You know,
Sure. Yeah.
probably guaranteed, right? Guaranteed.
There's a reward. Yeah. It's it can come non-tangible or tangible. There's going to be result to everything that we do, whether it's good or bad. The thing is that we're so conditioned. That's the major problem that I'm seeing with most people. There's, I said, I said somebody, maybe I shouldn't have said this. In a sense, we're broken in the mind. We're broken. We don't believe. We're believing in the wrong things. Let me read a proverb here so I can get my little seed in here. But I'm very grateful, by the way. And listen, thank you. I appreciate City by the Bay sitting there Send me $2. I appreciate the donations. And by the way, you know what? There's a. I was just reading about five blessings that you get from giving of your time, giving of your talent, and of your money. Right? When you give, uh, there's five blessings, and I didn't even think of these. I may read them if I get a chance later. And I think that you should have a little bit of knowledge, But we may say, well, I read that years ago. Just because you heard something or you read something years ago, and Jim's talking about this too, and I believe it doesn't mean that you already know everything. We don't know everything. We need refreshers. We need reminders. That's why I'm pushing belief instead of daisies. And Jim was just referring to, taking steps, taking the, you know, paying a price, right? So when we hear that word, paying the price, oh no, man, I'm not paying a price. I ain't paying a price. What if we made recovery easier? Why not? Why does recovery have to be difficult, right? Okay, what does it mean? What is paying the price? Paying the price is turning on your belief. What if we said, okay, well, turning on the price or paying the price in your life is turning on your belief? That's not too bad, right? But how are you going to turn on the belief? That's your culprit. Your belief turns on and off. You're believing for some things, you're not believing for other things. You're vice versa. I'm tired of pushing daisies, man. I'm tired of pushing death. I'm really tired. In fact, even myself, I might even be a problem to the solution because people are looking for a way out of addiction and they're looking for an easier route. They're looking for, and when I say easier, that doesn't mean that it's just going to be, a slice of apple pie with whipped cream on top. I'm talking about bending reality here. We're going to bend reality. We're going to go beyond normal thinking. Santos, that's not the way it works. Addiction is hard, man. Addiction, recovery, all of those things, transitioning, man, you got to go to a program. You got to journal for 50, 60 days. You got to watch a lot of these podcasts. You got to do all of that stuff, man. It's hard. Who says it's hard? Where did that come from? Might have even come from me. What if I just don't use that word and instead use it's manageable, right? It's fun. Recovery's fun. What if you can make it fun? Well, you're only going to make it fun if you turn on belief, right? And if you turn on belief, you can turn on your imagination. Play the game with me, folks. I'm gonna take you guys. I'm gonna take you out. Bend reality. If you want to do something, if you want to change your life, play the game. Flip the belief switch. You'll find ways to bring things into your life, like this podcast here. Anyways, let me go ahead and like I told you, I'm pushing belief on you. I'm sending you belief. I hope you receive some. Bag it, can it, put it in a box, use it for later because you'll run out and then come back. You'll be able to find other sources to help you keep your belief going also. I'm not just saying this is the only place for you, but this just so happens to be a good place. Jim, I'm going to give you an opportunity here because I see you're thinking. If we Colossians, this is the proverb. If we then be risen with Christ, seeking those things which are above, where Christ sitteth on the right hand of God, set your affection on things above, and not on the things on the earth. For you're dead, and your life is hid in Christ. So a lot of things have died to me. It's weird. Over the last several years, a lot of things have died and they're no longer important to me. Like gambling. Gambling's died. It's had a funeral for it. I've been thinking more and more. Go ahead, Jim. Why does it have to be? Or does it really have to be difficult? Or are we making it difficult?
Um, I mean, a lot of us, I think that one time in our lives, we've been um, we've been hurt, we've been damaged. Okay, um, and that kind of damage really has affected our nervous system. I mean, in a profound way. Um, and I think I said this before. There was a quote on, we don't rise to the level of our expectations. We fall back to our training. And we've been trained in a fight or flight syndrome. Um, and I think being aware of these feelings that we get when we run into some difficult situations that drive us to our addictions, whether it be fear, anxiety, nervousness, anger, um, all those kinds of negative emotions. I think, it's wounds, it's damage, and I don't want to say it's permanent, but they're really entrenched in our nervous system, and it's difficult. That is the difficulty of fighting
Well,
addiction, I think.
well,
And
the difficulty is though, but here's the thing, and I appreciate you because I have to be the devil's advocate for a little bit here. You know, we're all programmed, Jim, like you're saying, we're all programmed, right? And we're working on, at least we are working on deprogramming or
mhm,
reprogram. And it's really not hard. It's really not hard at all. All of these things that we've been talking about, even myself, like I said, I've been also kind of like hindering people if I'm not careful. We have to play the game, right? We have to bend reality. We're going to have to bend reality and start believing above the norm. How do
right.
you do that? Well, we got to find ways to do it. You know, Napoleon Hill, or was it Napoleon Hill that said there was somebody, if you can conceive it in your mind and talk about it, you can achieve it. But if you can't really talk about it, if you can't verbalize it or describe it, then you can't achieve it. But there's a lot of things that are being pushed on us. Jim, you've had many things pushed on you: family, friends, childhood, all kinds of business experiences, bad ones, good ones. So now here we are today, and we must be determined on where, right? Either that or we're just going to keep getting distracted. Our belief is going to get shut down, and we're going to go back like this, back like the switch goes on. You know, that little switch goes on and off, right? It doesn't even take that much to move that switch, right? It's just a little bit. Psychologically, play the game with me here. That little switch, it goes off, but you can click it back on. Your key is to find what environments are conducive to a positive energy that's going to keep your belief on.
Yeah.
Maybe
You
that's
know,
all you need to do. Maybe you need to become addicted to turning on your belief. Is that, whoa, where did that come from?
yeah, yeah. I mean, the reason why I bring up these negative feelings, I think we have to be aware. You realize that our triggers. I think to do go to our addictions. Is really tied to our feelings, the fight or flight situation, and that's the thing that we have to be aware of. And once we see it pop on, okay, these feelings come up, okay, now we can go and confront the situation. Say, you know what, I feel this way, but you know what, I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to push back. I'm going to push back. So when you're conscientious of your emotions, I think that's the first step to changing your belief. You start questioning all that nonsense that was programmed into you, a long time ago, and that got you on just the same old track, this negative track. You start realizing them, becoming aware of them, and then you start questioning them, and they say no. I'm going to substitute. But I think we gotta be aware of these triggers. We gotta be aware of these feelings. What gets me to the casino? What gets me to the alcohol? What gets me to the drugs? What gets me to overeating? What gets me to procrastination? You know, being aware of our feelings, I think, is really major to changing our belief. You know, to pushing our belief in the right direction.
Oh,
What say
absolutely, man.
what sayest thou, Tristan? Welcome all the way from.
All the way in. I started. I think people are catching on where I'm from. I'm in the Quebec side of Canada, man. I don't know if you guys know about that place, but yeah, nice to see you guys, man. Always super happy to see you guys on live, and I missed a couple of them, so I really wanted to stop by on this one. And Jim, man, great to see the at the end of a long week, man. And my week's been all over the place. Then you hear the two going off between two of you guys, and it just sets back the mind into okay, focus and ready, and get the week getting going for Monday again. It's great to see you guys on live, and both of you guys are looking pretty good right now too, man.
Good to see you too, brother.
Good to see you, Tristan.
We're talking about bending reality. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just going off the deep end. Like I was telling Jim, and we last week we were discussing all of these other topics, and this week, I got a few comments from some people, and they really hit me hard. And I said, I'm searching myself, and I'm thinking, most of these people don't believe, and that's a major problem. And I think, of course, the journaling, the video therapy, coming to a podcast like this definitely help. Time goes by quickly. It definitely helps. But if you don't have belief, that should be your goal. That should be your main focus. Turning on your belief and clarity. Jim just stalked. He talked about it. He just shared a little bit about that. Having clarity, because if you don't have clarity, but then again, which one came first, clarity or belief? Belief or clarity? Which one came
It
first?
it's got to be the belief. The belief is what you have to go through to see the clarity. If you don't believe in yourself, then what do? You just stay stuck. You have to start believing that you can do it, you can accomplish, and you can and then that's how you get to the clarity. Uh,
Yeah.
And Santos, that takes effort. That takes energy. That takes courage too. I mean, how do we develop our courage to believe? With all these negative emotions flowing, through our system, when people are criticizing, making comments, the boss says, "What the heck are you doing? You always screw things up." It's like how do you fight against that when in your nervous system is so geared to find the safe place to run away, to the addiction. How do you find that courage? I mean, that's a question that everyone has to kind of answer by themselves. I mean,
Mhm.
it's like what do I want in life? I want something better. I don't like these feelings anymore. I hate these feelings. I don't want them anymore. It's like a decision that people have to make. And it's like, Santos, your show, is searching for the believers. Everyone else, unfortunately, if you don't have that belief, I mean, like, but then the nice thing is that your program, the tools that you have, you know are increasing the chances to find that little spark, to find that little button that will turn on the belief. I think that's the key in your show there, Tristan. You know, you're trying to help people and you're trying to figure out a way. Everyone's different. We know that everyone's different. Some ways don't work for other people, right? But we're offering all this kind of stuff to everyone who's in need. And you know what? It's like by the grace of God, someone might try. Someone might have the courage enough to try. You know, and that could just start the boulder rolling. And I think Santos, you believe in it. Tristan, you believe in what you're doing. Is going to make a difference in people. Okay, so I mean, it's there, and that's why you keep on coming back on live every week, right? You're doing your shows every day, right? Because there's going to be something that's going to flip the switch in someone out there, right? To get out of that addiction, to find a way.
It's exactly what you say. You got to make people find out that there is hope at the end of it. I remember if it wasn't for finding people on YouTube talking about their struggles, I would have been the only one. Still to this day, I would have never found another person's story as sincere as Santos sharing his thoughts at the very beginning 5 years ago. There would have been nobody saying anything. It would have been very quiet. And now, how do you believe if you don't know anybody that's personally overcome the addiction? And gambling is just so it's wild when you start talking to somebody about it, just because it's, even if they're okay with gambling and you're struggling with it, they're just gonna judge. It's finding the community is the number one most important part to start believing, or else it's without any witnesses. How do you even, I don't believe I can end this addiction. And that's what happens to a lot of people. They just can't find someone to relate to, and then they just wander and wander endlessly. So that's why we're doing this. It's to find the people that need the help the most, I believe. And as I
we're putting a light. We're like a beacon on the shore, right? And that's our goal, is to shine the light.
I think more than a beacon, I think you guys are leaders, right? You're demonstrating through example, right? What I mean, if you guys didn't believe, you wouldn't be on this show. You wouldn't be on the program. You know, if you didn't believe, if you didn't believe that people can change, it's like, why are you here? No, you're here every week. You do your show, all the time, right?
See,
and
we have belief
I mean,
in that one area,
that's-
right? That and we need to kind of transfer that energy, like you were saying, like Tristan was saying also. There's too many distractions, there's too many obstacles, and people, sadly, people are caught up. That's why I said, you're either pushing daisies or you're pushing belief, man. And I'm gonna be saying it. I'm gonna be declaring it. I'm not just gonna be talking about it. I'm gonna be actually telling you I'm pushing belief from this channel, from my videos. You watch my videos, my motivation and my intention when you watch my videos is to share belief, transfer belief through the videos. That's crazy talk. Can you actually do that? Can you actually help somebody turn on their switch with a 2-minute video? Can you actually send somebody spiraling into recovery from watching a 2-minute video by pushing belief instead of daisies? I got the crazy audacity to believe that. Has it happened? Maybe it's happening. I don't know how it's happening, but I wanted to see more of it because I believe it's possible. Instead of reading more comments of doom and destruction, I'd like to read more comments of, man, I freaking turned on my belief.
I think, Santos, it's interesting that you're bringing that up. It's like, we can go and tell a lot about ourselves through our language, right? Through our language. And it's a good time for anyone who wrote those comments, who's listening. It's like, be aware of what you're saying. I mean, you're in a situation where your belief is low, right? Your belief is low. If you're negative, you say you can't get out of this situation. I can't stop. Your belief is low. That's there. Okay. And we all have to find out, where we are. We have to figure out, what's going on with us at this moment. See how ourselves, as we are. We got to be honest with ourselves, right? What's happening?
Yeah.
And for those people who are watching your show, I mean, that's a positive step, little step, right? Little step. They're kind of breaking through.
Actually, it might be a big step.
Pretty big one. Oh, sorry, man.
I consider this to be the number one community right here, man, and it's only going to get better. I'm only going to, like I said, man, I'm gonna bend reality. I'm gonna talk crazy talk at times for people to realize that, it's a game, folks. It's a game, and until you get, it's like we're like an avatar. I mean, I don't know. I say the Matrix, but there's isn't there like a movie? I don't watch movies anymore. I stay away from the TV for whatever reason. But there's movies where they're like, is it those blue people, like the humans, and they're in this game, like it's like a game reality. And I'm telling you, folks, listen to what I'm saying. Within your mind, you've got outer limits.
I believe there's a powerful thing that's going on here. You know that whole saying that you can't push beliefs onto people? I truly believe that you can absolutely push your beliefs onto people, especially if they're positive ones and negative
Mhm.
ones also. So that's why it's good to check yourself often.
Mhm.
But pushing positivity out there, eventually you'll reach out to people no matter what it is, especially if you're consistent at it. And you guys are just the proof of that. Consistent every Sunday. You know, I think this is the greatest community, man, just for all of this that's going on. I've looked on Facebook, Zoom for Gambling Anonymous Zoom chats. Have you guys ever seen that? It's not fun, man. This is fun here.
Yeah, like recovery should be fun too, right? I mean, why does it have to be hum and drum? Oh man, I gotta go to a freaking meeting, man. It's Alcoholics Anonymous or Gamblers Anonymous, Sex Anonymous, man. Nah, you know what? We get to go to a podcast like this, and I'm sure there's others. Trenton has a funny program too. I kind of laugh at some of the stuff he's doing on the YouTube, Mr. Anti-Gambler. So there's opportunity, and me, you know what? Hey, people can go check out his channel, go over there, subscribe. I'm not in competition. I'm in competition with Santos. I want to go into deeper areas of my life and creativity and bend reality because I see other people doing it. If they can do it, I can do it. You can do it. And if I can create the community for people to really bend the reality and just get away from gambling, you know what? It becomes the things of the past. They don't even talk about it anymore. Like, what happened to me, man? I don't even like gambling anymore. You know what I'm saying? One day to the next. That's the kind of belief I'm talking about. Jerking people, man. Shaking people into a reality of, when they come out of that dark cave, man. That's the energy. That's the belief that I'm pushing. And I know just by words, you can create belief, right? Repetition. Like I always say, your good life is going to come out of a good series of good, constant positive reminders. Words are good, but you got to have that energy within yourself to be able to push it. Like I said, I'm not pushing daisies, man. I'm pushing belief. So if you come to my channel, there's a warning, a disclaimer. I'm pushing belief. If you don't want belief in your life, you're better off to go somewhere else because this is where you're going to increase belief. And if this is the way that I got to help problem people not too much into journaling, they're not too much into the whatever, this over here, they don't want to go into a recovery, they're falling apart, but maybe they can watch a 2-minute video. And if I can push enough belief, energy through that video, somehow, if I can become creative enough, maybe it's one word or one phrase, or maybe it's just my presence being there so full of energy, right? Like I'm bending reality. Boom. Call me crazy. Who knows? Maybe they'll shut me down, the casinos. And this guy's turning people around from gambling and they're losing. Anyways, I mean, it could that'd be another challenge that I have. Thank you. I appreciate it. By the way, before I go on, listen, if you're new to this program, please soldier scribe. Turn your notifications to all. Okay, I got to pay the bills. And Jim and I were talking about this. So Jim understands here. Hey, any contribution that you can make, any donation that you can make, okay? Whether it's time, talent, you got something you could do, you got an idea, you got an observation. Maybe you saw me do something, say something, or create something. You say, hey, I could do it better. Let me show you, Santos. Please, okay? We can serve, we can come together. $1, $5, I don't care, $50,000. I'm sure they'll find a place at the bank to hold that, and we can do a lot of great things. And I'm only asking you to give if you feel supported on an international level. If you don't feel supported, don't give a dime. Don't give nothing, okay? Because what you give is going to come back to you. Now, let me read something real quick. Just a couple of things real quick, and then I'm going to give Tristan an opportunity and Jim, because I know time's going by. And if you have a question, I see a lot of chat. I really appreciate it. It's a great crowd tonight. I really appreciate it. If you got a question, if you got a specific question, ask it in the comments. I'm paying attention. I'm kind of back and forth. That's why you see me a little distracted, and I apologize, but I don't have a moderator, so I have to do this distracting myself. I think I'm doing a pretty good job though, focusing everything. Every once in a while I do get distracted. But 5 ways because of giving. Just listen to this real quick. Giving makes us feel happy. There's a lot of research behind it. Behind this that basically giving makes us happy. Number 2, giving is good for your health, right? Giving of your time, giving of your money, giving of your talent. There may be something else that you can give. As long as it's something positive, it's good for your health. It's good for your health. Number 3, giving promotes cooperation and social connection. You feel like you belong to something, you know, feel like you belong to something big, something that you see growing. Now I'm freezing up again. Darn it. I freeze up.
No, it's good. It's been all good.
And number 4, there's only 2 more here. And then let me see, number 4. So there's a lot of reading here, but I'm not going to get into it. Giving evokes gratitude, whether you're giving or you're the receiver. Whether you're giving or you're the receiver, it invokes gratitude. And believe me, we need gratitude more than ever today. 5, giving is contagious. Sometimes I see that. One person will donate, another person will donate, or you are a part of a group or something and people begin to flock because they feel the good energy. It's contagious. And they're giving, right? We're giving of our time here. All right, so that's all I have. So again, it does, you know, all of these things cost money. And I just ask for you to support me as I support you, as we support many around the world. So with that said, and the link down below if you want to buy a book. In fact, I'm rewriting this book. I'm rewriting it because there's some it's gonna come up badass. It'll be a tool.
Oh, nice,
Anyway,
man.
go ahead, Kristen. Go ahead, because we're running. We're running. We got about another 5-10 minutes here, man.
Okay, I'm gonna do it pretty quick. I just wanted to invite you guys over to my live stream at some point in time, Jim and Santos, and I got 15 questions for you guys already planned out. But I got maybe 4 or 5 I can ask you just here as like a little sampler for whenever we make the switch. If you want to do it on my live stream, and it's just pretty much involving you know, everything that has to do in this sort of category. The one question I'd like to ask, I don't know if it's appropriate for now, but what inspired you to become a coach in gambling, and where did you find out in your personality that you can do this? Because there's so much people that can't, and you clearly you can. You know,
Well,
where does that come from?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm basically evolving, man. I didn't even know. I just started down a road and I saw things and images and I meditated, you know, and I talked to a lot of people. I listened to a lot of videos. I've listened to a lot of videos, lawyers, doctors, psychiatrists. I listen to folks like Jim, teachers like Jim. But I've listened to many videos, not just once or twice, over and over. There's videos that I have watched probably about 40 or 50 times. I don't listen to them that much anymore because all of that stuff is in my head. A lot of it is. So as I evolved, I figured I wanted to really reach out and help people. And I've experienced personal coaching in my life, and I know the power of a coach. That's a very, very unique thing to be able to have a coach. But some coaches charge a lot of money. I know because I've paid in some areas to help me get here. I mean, you know, there's a story, right, of how we get where we are. People think, oh, you know, well, you evolve. Man, I paid a price. Like Jim was saying, you got to pay a price. I paid a price 4 or 5 years ago working through this. You know what? You're a loser. You ain't going to make it. Nobody's watching your YouTube videos. You ain't going to get no money. You know what? You're just going to fall on your face and all this. Yeah, family and all this. We don't trust you. What did I do? I just kept going through all of that, and here I am. And I wrote about, I wanted to be a person, and when I was writing, I remember my journal, I would say, I want to be a leader, and I want to be able to motivate people, and I want to do this, and I would write that over and over. I had nobody. In fact, I couldn't even make it at my job. I was always getting hurt. And here I am, podcast, videos, we've got digital programs on Udemy. We've got some really great things. Jim and I are, who knows, we might even create a masterclass specifically, a monthly masterclass, but that's going to be, I don't know, maybe $10, $15 a month. It's going to be a special group where Jim, and who knows, we may have other teachers that may come in there, and we are going to be specific on questions. That's going to be a personal program here. It's going to be very, very deep. Not like this. This is kind of, you know, we can't get too personal here, but that's a commitment program for growth and for expansion. So we're kind of thinking about it. I don't know yet if it's going to come about, but it would be a great thing. It would be a really neat masterclass where we're all in a room and we are diving deep. You know, I'm talking about transformation and, you know, just like I said, push your belief. Get excited.
The masterclass sounds absolutely like a good plan to go on too, man. Especially if it's the one-on-one personalized touch on it. That's because, like you said, this at the same time it's not personalized for the viewer. It's very broad, so that
Yeah.
I find that it would be a really cool move to go to, man. I got another little question here too. It could follow up a bit on the coaching. This one's going to be part of the coaching category question. Oh man. How do you maintain a work-life balance while running a coaching business and creating content on YouTube? That's juggling a lot, man.
I'm going to have Jim answer that. Jim helps me. Coach
Nice.
Jim. How do I do all
I
that,
don't know
Coach
about
Jim?
that.
Do
I
I
mean,
get
I'm here on the program.
do I get that all done? I mean,
How do you do it? Yeah,
sometimes we can paint a picture, right? We can be a never judge a book by its
well,
cover. I mean,
basically, Santos. Here's
go ahead.
yeah. I can answer that for Santos. He delegates. He knows that he can't do all of it himself, so he delegates. He finds resources. He finds other people too. Certain things that that take up too much time, too much detail. He like finds the people, and that's more efficient. So he's working efficiently. That's what you got to do. You got to go and be efficient. Learn how to you know leverage
There's the,
other
there's
people.
the key right there. You just said the word efficient, right? Work smarter.
Mhm.
The gambler that's in trouble has to work smarter instead of harder. The addict that's going through, maybe he wants to quit smoking, right? It's not hard. We've been conditioned to believe it's hard. And I wonder why programs, pills, and all kinds of different therapies and all kinds of stuff. I wonder who. I mean, I was even part of that until recently. I said, you know what? Why does addiction and recovery have to be hard? It doesn't have to be hard. Santos, get rid of that language. You don't have to talk that way. It could be transitional. You know what? Recovery from addiction, from gambling, from the slots, from the dark drac room, it's transitional. It could be it could be fun too if you learn how to turn it into a game. That's where it becomes fun. Jim.
Yeah. Yeah. You can turn into a game. In games, uh, no coach, no football coach, no basketball coach ever goes into the next game without a game plan, right? Now, I'm big on emotions and feelings and stuff like that because I believe that these things drive us to our addictions or away from them. Okay. So, I mean, if we realize that we get these negative feelings, pulsing through us, we have to say, when do they happen? You know, like what kind of people, bring these feelings about? Okay. And the game plan is okay, you know what? When I go into work and I see George there and he says something, you know what? I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be ready. I'm not going to be reactionary. I'm going to be proactive in how I feel, how I respond, and I'm going to go and take control of my feelings. I'm not going to be, a victim of my feelings, because what George used to say will drive me to the complete wall, you know? So, yeah, I mean, it's all about making it a game, you said, Santos, and have a game plan, right? And when that happens, when you're successful, when you don't let George get under your skin, right at work, right?
Yep.
Victory. Yeah, I win. I win. That's fun.
That's right, man.
You know?
It's a game.
Get pumped up.
It's a
You know?
game. Hey, I'm exposing the reality here. It's a game, folks. It's a game. You got to find your avatar, right? Who or what is your avatar? Who are you? Are you pushing daisies on yourself, death, destruction, or are you pushing belief?
Oh,
This is
man,
the place to start doing it here. We've got some great teaching going on. Folks, there's no better place. Make sure that you're completely soldier scribed to this mission. And again, we're here every Sunday, Lord willing, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We come back here. Want to leave you with something here. Little seed drop. All right.
oh, All right. So just quick before I log off, this one open invitation for you guys. We'll get in touch. I know you asked me to reach out on Zoom or something, or we'll find a way to touch base.
Yeah, well, you know what? You can reach out to me here. Listen, it's very simple. If anybody wants to get a hold of me, they can just go to soldiersofselfmastery.com.
Okay, perfect.
There's my email on my YouTube channel. On my YouTube channel, right up there. A lot of folks don't realize the technology that we have today. Right there on the right-hand corner of my YouTube, you know this, right? You've got the little icons you can click on. I've got an opportunity, a business opportunity for folks that want to make money without no money. You can start it with zero money. Number one, it's there. And then there's the book, and then there's the website right there on my YouTube channel. So if you want to get a hold of me, you can send me an email. If I didn't get your question or I didn't see you, I sincerely apologize. I saw this question about warfare. Again, I believe the battle's in the mind. I believe you have to flip the switch of belief. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do, right? Journaling, video therapy, mind-mouth power congruency, get yourself going in the right direction. Label yourself. Some people, I'm a loser, no, you're not. You lost. That's something that happened. You're a soldier. Maybe you're fallen. Maybe your leg's broken. Let it heal. Come back here. This is community, okay? Call yourself what you want to be. You want to be a soldier of science. Call yourself a soldier of science. I call myself a soldier of self-mastery because it reminds me that I have to master myself every day. And the word soldiers, you notice my website, it's not about me. Soldiers. I could have said soldierofselfmastery.com. No, soldiers. We're a community. We're a team. It's not about me. It's about you too. Soldiers of self-mastery. So we're going to be back here on Sunday. That's all I have. Am I forgetting anything? I do. Okay, I got that question. And
all right.
Yeah, you can get a hold of us and we'll be more than willing to at least appreciate the donations also. Go ahead. You want to say something before we close? We got a minute, two.
Pretty much it's all good. I'm gonna close off this, guys. I really appreciate this live stream here, man. I'll be back on next Sunday. Take care, guys, and really nice seeing you. I hope you have a great week. I will see you.
Interesting. Good to see you, man.
All right. Take care, guys.
Brother.
All right. See you on the next one, man.
All right. We'll be waiting. Okay. So Jim and I will close the program out here. Focus, receive. Okay. Santos, but what happens if I lose my belief, man? Turn it back on. Find a way to turn it back on. Come back here. Send me an email. Write in your journal. Read the book. Get a book if you don't have one. Amazon, you can get it on the website. It's not a perfect book, but it's a tool. And it's just a few dollars. And who knows what something inside there, a little phrase or a word or something might trigger belief. Go ahead, Jim. I'm going to give you the last words because I'm done here. So I want to thank everybody. And then once you're done, I'll thank everybody for being with me here.
Yes. Yeah. Just remember to be aware of your emotions, treat it as a game, have a game plan, and also don't forget, the mind-body connection. I told earlier that, take action, right? Simplest thing you can do a little bit of exercise, right? If you're feeling depressed, anxiety, negative feelings, just do a little effort, do some exercise, and you're going to feel better. Get enough rest, stay away from the caffeine, all right? If you can get your body right, I try to stay away from the caffeine in the evening. That messes me up big time, right? In the morning is fine. But yeah, take care of your body, do work, do some, positive work, right? And now that will get you going. It'll get you going in the right direction.
Exactly. There you have it, all the way from Tucson, Arizona. So we're pushing belief, folks. If you didn't get belief out of this broadcast, you weren't paying attention. I'm sending you belief. Jim's sending you belief. Receive it, okay? By faith. Play the game with us. Well, Santos, it's a game. It'll help you. Believe me, it'll help you. It'll come to you in a little bit. Ken, thank you for hanging out with us. I appreciate you. Tony Littleton, Can't give up my coffee.
Yeah.
All right. Tony Littleton, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you, man. I hope that you keep reading the Bible, keep praying, keep doing what you must do, Tony, and be back here. Come back. We got a lot. Believe me, we got some good videos coming, man. 2, 3, 4 minute videos about belief, crazy talk. They'll come. You guys will see them. Hopefully you're subscribed. Fusmoses, thank you for take vitamins too. Yes. Somebody's interested in health, hit me up. I've got a health store. I sell health products. In fact, I shared it with Jim. Very great natural consumables. Yeah. And it's business. You can make money with it too. Out of time. Exactly. Thank you for being with us there. City by the Bay. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate that. I get so many names in here. It's like I might miss here. Jesse, welcome. I see a lot. Jesse, good to see you. Send you some good energy your way, man. Send me a taco. Send me a taco, man. Laura was in here someplace. Race. Yeah, there we go. Thank you for hanging out. And The Rock from Brockton was with us. Laura was with us. We had quite a few there still on the audience. Shout out to Facebook and YouTube. I hope that you on Facebook and YouTube, I hope you're receiving belief, man. Turn it on. Turn it on. Turn it on. Santos, you're crazy. Of course I am. I'm bending reality. I'm going against the grain. Yes, I am. I don't care what people think of me anymore. As long as I can help you get over the other side, man. Help Jim too. Whatever Jim's doing, he's becoming a part of our mission here. Okay, I think I got everybody that was in the chat room. I might have missed Jason. There we go. Thank you. And I appreciate the donations. I really do. Those of you that gave, I truly appreciate you for doing that. And there is a blessing coming your way, one way or another. Treston, Mr. Antigambler that was with us. There we go. We appreciate him. He's got a great broadcast. I watched some of his broadcast. Lenny. All right, Lenny, thank you for being with us. Hello. Who's that? The cartoon there. That's interesting, huh?
Simpsons.
All right, and Mark. Oh, wow, we got Mark. Thank you, Mark Picard. Thank you. All right, my friends, until next Sunday, be safe. I'll see you at the top on the inside, and keep your belief turned on. Jim?
Thanks, Santos. You have a great week, okay?
You too. We'll be talking soon. See if we get
Yes,
that
sir.
master class. I mean, it's a dream. I don't know. See if we get something going. Peace through strength, man.
Take
Bye,
care.
everyone.
Bye-bye.